What's good, everybody? It's your boy Fire Conversation coming at y'all. My first video ever. I hope you guys enjoy this series. It's gonna be like a podcast slash talking about different things that's going on. I love sports and music, so that's basically where it's gonna be headed: sports and music. As you know, I want to be finishing school to be in communications, basically to host a radio show or to be on a radio show. I just want to be something like a sports analysis or something like that. So I'm really pushing this, trying to get this thing going. Hopefully it gets big, and I want to do something with this. This is up my alley. So I'm gonna just give you a little bit about myself before I go into this Bills rant. As you can see from the image on the screen, I'm 21. I was born and raised in New York. About 5 to 6, 7 months ago, I believe, I moved to Maryland. It's been great down here. I love the weather. It just started snowing today, which is not a lot. It's just a little bit of snow covering the grass. That's about it. But weather's been great. Summer is hot. Winter is cold, but it's not like New York cold, especially all the inches of snow that they get up there. So I really enjoy it, and I love it. So basically, let me get into this Bills rant because I don't want to keep rambling on. So we got the Bills. Boom. Love these guys. Been my favorite since I was a kid. I loved them all through my life. And I've never seen my team go to a playoffs. Never. They had a winning season 2 seasons ago with Doug Marrone and as a head coach, and you had Jim Schwartz as a defensive coordinator. But besides that, we have not been playing great football. And that's about the best year that we had. I know 2003 we had the Music City Miracle against the Tennessee Titans. As you all know, people will call it as the forward pass, which I thought as well. A pass is supposed to be behind if you're pitching it back. But looks like to me, they threw it forward, and the guy that was on the other side of the field that caught the ball kind of stepped forward and stepped back. I don't want to get into too much of that. That was back in the past. So let's just keep moving on forward. So, of course, we don't have no rings under our belt. I know we had a couple rings before the NFL, the American Football League, but that's, the AFL, that really isn't, count right now because it's not the NFL. So, it still counts as a championship, though. So, yeah. We went to 4 Super Bowls, have not won one, which is crazy. 4 straight, I believe, and not have won one. We had one, I believe, against the Giants, and you already know. You already know that kicker, Scott Norwood, butchered it. But, yeah, this is back before my time, so I'm just going off, basically family, friends, and I've just been going back and watching some highlights of the old tape of how good we were with Bruce Smith and Jim Kelly and all those guys, Thurman Thomas and all those guys. So I've just been studying about those guys and just seeing what happened. So that's how I know a little bit about what happened in the past. So coming in 2016, we have key pieces: LaShawn McCoy, Sammy Watkins, Tyrod Taylor, Robert Woods, Richie Incognito, Eric Wood, Cordy Glenn, Mike Gillislee. Then we signed Reggie Bush for kick returns. Our offense is looking pretty good. I feel like we could do something with our offense. On the defensive side of things, Stephon Gilmore, Ronald Darby, who was coming off a year as a rookie, playing great, batting passes down, basically leading the NFL as far as deflected passes. And you got Stephon Gilmore, who's been playing great. And you got our safeties. You got Corey Graham, Aaron Williams, who's injured. Corey Graham, who's getting older. Front seven, who's I believe can be the top front seven in the league. Zach Brown, Preston Brown, Marcel Darius, Kyle Williams, Lorenzo Alexander, Jerry Hughes. Those guys have been playing crazy good, but not this year. But I believe if we had all those guys that we had 2 years ago, I think we will be a playoff team this year. If we had Doug Marrone, Jim Schwartz, and all the pieces that we have now, we will be a playoff team. That's my opinion. So, starting off the year, we started off slow. We picked it up after, like, I want to say 2 or 3 games. We were like 0-2 or 0-3. We finally picked it up. We got a 5-game winning streak. We go into Dolphins. Hopefully, I'm hoping that I wouldn't say it was a 5 to 6 game winning streak, but we went into the Dolphins. I was hoping for a win there, which I believe we could have won that game. We started off the game great. Then from there, Jay Ajayi started getting it going. Our defense couldn't stop him, so he just scorched us for, I want to say 230 or something, I believe. And that's basically where it started the losing streak. So right now, we just lost to the Steelers. We got the Browns coming up tomorrow. We had the Raiders, which I believe we could have won that game as well, which could have got us a little bit going, which we could have gotten to the playoffs or scraped by to get into the playoffs if we'd have won that game, then turn around and beat the Steelers. And then we had 3 games that I believe we could win. We got Browns, Dolphins, and Jets. So right now, we just came off the loss to the Steelers. Going into the Browns. Hopefully, we're going to lose to the Browns. Then I'm really done with these guys. So, basically, our season is really over right now. So, it's like, where do we go from here? We got Rex Ryan, who was supposed to be, which I believe is not going to be the coach after this year. I think they're giving him the rest of this year. I thought they were going to fire him after the Raiders on that Monday. They didn't, so I think they're going to just let him finish coaching. And I think he's done after this year. Tyrod Taylor, who's been inaccurate as of late. He hasn't been passing well. Running-wise, he's actually been keying on our first downs that we do need. LaShawn McCoy, phenomenal, but that's only a certain amount we can do with certain pieces. So, our defense secondary has, I think we need like a new cornerback or safety or whatever, but it's looking like we're not even doing anything this year. So, we need something fast in a hurry, something for the draft. If not, we're done. So, let me move on to the next thing. Boom. J. Cole. For Your Eyes Only. Now, I did say I love music, and I want to be giving y'all music as well. And man, I'm talking about goodness. This album is phenomenal. I love this album. When it first dropped, I went onto Google's App Store, and I gave it a listen, just a couple previews. I was like, it's alright. I'm not really feeling it. But then I was just like, it's always that second listen that always gravitates you. And it happened to me with Drake's Views. I love Drake. I've been loving Drake for a long time. And for him, Views, it started off phenomenal. I loved it. Then it started dimming down. Then it picked it up at the end. And I was kind of like, Then I gave it that second listen and pulled me in. Same thing with this J. Cole album. Pulled me in. And I love this album. A lot of people don't like the album because of the beats. Man, if you're a lyrical head, see me, it's a split personality. I love the lyrics. But I love the beats as well. But see, the beats are more for like when you at the club and you want to hear that hot beat and all that. Yeah, I understand that. But if I'm walking or I'm just chilling and I want to hear something on my headphones, it's always probably most likely going to be something with lyrics. So yeah. And it's like J. Cole is just speaking to you in this album. So for the intro, you got For Which the Bell Tolls. I love the way he does the intros on his albums, his mixtapes. Oh, hold up. Let me just say something real quick. As y'all know, I do love J. Cole. I've been loving J. Cole, Friday Night Lights, The Warm Up, all those great mixtapes. And you got Truly Yours 1 and 2. I really love those EPs. So don't be on the comments saying, oh, you're not a real J. Cole fan. I've been loving J. Cole for a long time. So yeah. So he starts off his intro real slow, which I love. He did it on 2014 Forest Hill Drive with that first intro, that do you wanna be? Love that intro. I'm probably cracking. Don't really sing too well. But yeah, I love that intro. It was great, and it leaded into a banger, which was the same thing with this album. You got the for which the bell trolls, I believe is the name of the song. Then you jump into Immortals. That beat is gritty, grimy. I love it. Then after that, you got Deja Vu, which is the same sample as if you listen to Bryson Tiller Exchange. It's kind of like the same thing, but it's more of that boom bap in it as well. Then I believe after that is She's Mine Part 1. Basically, the album is very deep. I love the songs on it. I love the album. It's very lyrical. And one of the songs, I believe, is called Change, which I love the chorus to that song and the lyrics at the end of it, you can hear him talking about his friend James, who was 22, who got shot and died, and it gets very deep from there. Then he plays a pastor as well, saying, we gather here today to celebrate, or all that type of thing. And I really love this song. Neighbors is a great song. I love this. I love the track list. I love how it goes for certain songs. Songs that weren't really too it was good, but it wasn't really, I wasn't really into them a lot. She's Mine Part 1 and 2, which I believe is very deep. They're very deep songs, and I could listen to them, but sometimes I find myself just skipping over them to get to the next song. But I love it's For Your Eyes Only. After She's Mine Part 2, that 8 minutes of phenomenal lyrics, and that whole end with the dad thing, man, if y'all don't go and get this album, y'all should go and get it. It's too good. Sorry. Yeah, this album is very well put together. I'm gonna keep listening to it. I've been listening to it a week and a half, and I'm just gonna keep listening to it. My headphones are gonna be jamming this all the way through while I'm at work, or before I go to work. I'm just gonna be listening to it. It's a great album. You should give it a listen. I mean, if you're not really a J. Cole fan, you're probably not gonna like this one. But if you are a J. Cole fan, and I mean like every song, you don't care what it is, and like you just been loving them, give this a listen. You're gonna love it. But yeah, I'm gonna be getting out of here, guys. Gotta get ready for work soon. So like and subscribe. Come on, I want to try to get this thing going. So give this a try. Like and subscribe. Peace.